Psychological warfare. The Gabbie Hanna story. I have a corneal abrasion, so no eye makeup today. Add it to the list of why I look like a bag of dicks. Let's move on, and it'll be alright. I have been wanting to make a video about this for so long, and I finally had the epiphany that I've been waiting for. I have been shooting and reshooting and editing and reshooting this video since like November, and I think the reason I never filmed it properly, fleshed it out properly, wrote it out, and then decided I hated it is because I couldn't figure out why I was making it and why it wasn't working or like making sense to me. And I realized that it's because I was trying to cram 9,000 thoughts into one concise video, and I just need to do it in parts. Revolutionary. So we are going to talk about Gabbie Hanna, because I feel like there's a lot of things that need to be said about Gabbie Hanna that haven't been said about Gabbie Hanna, and I also feel like Gabbie Hanna makes me irrationally angry, and if I don't talk about it, at some point I'm going to explode. Also, if this eye looks like way like distracted by my own eyes, this eye looks way smaller, it's because I have a corneal abrasion from either a scrub or mascara. I'm not sure which it is at this juncture, but it's swollen a little and it's red a lot and it hurts a lot, so I can't do anything about it. So if it bothers you, what a dumb thing to be bothered by. So in today's little snippet, I wanted to talk about what's happening with Gabbie Hanna right now. Yesterday, Gabbie Hanna put out an apology, a pseudo apology for something. As all Notes app apologies go, they're very nondescript, never really addressed what she was apologizing for. So if you really didn't follow what she's been doing, you have no idea what the fuck she's apologizing for. I think I know what she's apologizing for, but I'm not 100%. The night before, Gabbie was posting her own version of fan camming people who were sending their criticisms of her choices, her behavior, etc. Because we all know that Gabbie sees any type of criticism as simply hate. If it doesn't fit in a compliment sandwich, Gabbie Hanna says it's hate. So she was sending
Stream Call Me Crazy,
which is the song that she wrote, allegedly wrote about Trisha Paytas for Trisha Paytas, and then Trisha Paytas didn't want to sing it anymore, so she's gonna do it even though it doesn't make sense. With this whole situation with Trisha Paytas has asked her repeatedly to leave her alone whenever you're done. Within the last year, Gabbie Hanna took to Instagram to let her 3 million plus followers know that Trisha Paytas had herpes, or at least that's what she'd heard through a mutual friend. According to Trisha Paytas, this is not true. According to anyone with a conscience, that's not information you share with the internet on someone else's behalf. So since then, there's been a great deal of bad blood. Prior to that happening, Gabbie and Trisha had this conversation where Gabbie says that Trisha asked her to write her a song, except in the screenshots that Gabbie Hanna has, it's Gabbie Hanna saying, "Let me write you a song." Nailed it on the consistency. Trisha wanted nothing to do with it. Understandably, Gabbie's proceeding with it anyway, even though a lot of people are pointing out the fact that she's crossing a boundary. And when you try to throw yourself in the ring as a mental health advocate, when you struggle with your own mental health issues as well publicly, since she had a meltdown on Twitter this summer, and I don't mean meltdown in a derogatory way, I mean I watched it happen, I was part of it, I was involved in it, it was a meltdown. I mean that in the sense that she needs help, she needs mental help, because she had a mental breakdown on Twitter and on YouTube and in life. So she continues to disrespect Trisha Paytas' boundaries by continuing to use her name and continuing to make this song. And even if it was written about Trisha Paytas or for Trisha Paytas, which her timeline of things in her video about the song is a little wonky, because what she says is, I needed to write this song to heal. This is my story in response essentially to all of the content that Trisha's made that has hurt me. But in the same breath continues the narrative that this was a song for Trisha Paytas, intended for Trisha Paytas to sing, but it's not a diss track. So if it was a song written about your personal pain from Trisha's content, but it was a song written for Trisha, how is it not a diss track then? I have to say, this year has brought a lot of really terrible things and a lot of really terrible things, but the one wonderful thing it's brought are rants from Trisha Paytas about Gabbie Hanna. Gabbie's stands also create a really toxic environment. While Gabbie was attempting to fan cam her haters, and by the way, most of the people who she deems haters are the people who are not saying, you're stupid, kill yourself. They're the ones that are saying, hey, maybe reconsider the way you use your platform. Hey, I didn't care for the way you expressed X, Y, and Z. Maybe you should do better. Those are the people that she'll call out as haters. She'll never call out the people who are saying, kill yourself. She'll call out the people with actual criticisms, because she views criticisms as more hate than someone telling you to kill yourself. But I digress. There was a Twitter user who was a fan, and I've seen this happen a lot, but I'm gonna use this example because it just happened 2 days ago. This person was a fan, and maybe still is, and left some pretty casual criticism of her behavior, which I think is pretty normal for humans. Like, I don't like your behavior, I'm gonna comment on it because I think it's problematic. And underneath, Gabbie replied to it with surprise that this person was a fan because they offered genuine criticism. One of her stans basically proved why stan culture is so toxic. This person literally just expressed a gentle criticism of behavior, and this fan really took issue with that. This is why stan culture is toxic. And if you are a stan of anybody, please hear me when I say that all people, regardless of what regard you hold them to, are fallible. Humans by nature are fallible. Whether it's a mistake, whether they are a terrible person, whether they are a good person who made terrible choices, everyone is fallible. And everyone is capable of doing dumb, stupid, heinous shit. You're out here defending the dumb shit that people do just because you like what they do and you admire them. You need to reconsider the way that you admire people. Let people be fallible. It's okay to say when your fave fucked up. It helps them grow as a person, and it helps you grow as a person. As for the actual apology, it wasn't an apology like every Gabbie Hanna apology. It was, I did this thing, but here's why. I'm being bullied. You can't tell me that I'm not being bullied.
I'm the victim in this situation, and don't you ever fucking forget it.
I didn't even really need a magnifying glass to tell me that that's what that apology said, but that's what that apology said. At least she's consistent there. Maybe one day we'll get an authentic, real apology with no excuses and no pleas for victimhood. But until then, I'll be here criticizing every dumb ass thing that she does. Because that's the kind of time I have on my hands in quarantine. I have a child running around in my kitchen. I have to go get that. The house may be on fire by now. Okay, bye. It looks, that's a slam ball. It's not a tumor.